Aloha, Scorpio tribe. This is the Oracle of the Ages speaking with you. I'm offering these gifts to help those with their sun, moon, rising in the sign of Scorpio, and to bring more love and light to those who need it in our collective consciousness, because we know that these are trying times. Please be reminded that this is a general reading and that you should only take what resonates and then leave the rest behind. One love, Scorpio tribe. So I pulled these cards before I hit the record button for this specific video, and you guys are really good at swimming the deeper currents of life. And that's, of course, what's happening in your season. It's your season. And then with the full moon in Taurus eclipse, it's very clear that this is playing a role in your life. And it is actually looking at your finances and looking at the beginning phases of new projects, new enterprises, new connections, new people coming into your life. You are definitely balancing all the different elements around you: earth, air, fire, wind, water, the social skills, the communication skills, the technology skills, the interpersonal skills, as well as being aware of the cycles. And so for a lot of you, obviously it's your birthday if you are the horoscope sign of Scorpio, so happy birthday, brand new cycle for that. But for a lot of you, you are definitely in the thick of alchemical transformation, and you are rising above the challenges quite gracefully, and you are learning to also embody different archetypes. So when I look at the archetypes, it's really about balancing the masculine and the feminine, and a lot of you are still balancing the grounded divine masculine. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female or whatever you identify with. It's like we all carry both the masculine and the feminine vibrations, and that unconscious aspect of a lot of the Scorpio people here. You have some work on really creating a safe, sovereign container for the divine feminine as the divine masculine. And you are in the process of really grounding your financial reality. And in this process, this actually helps attract not only a stable and sustainable future, not just with your finances, but the material realm, but also in connection with other people, and also building the home life. This is a big thing now. There's a lot of you that currently are feeling quite melancholy. I don't want to say depressed or overburdened. I just see melancholy. So it's like the rain that feeds the crops. And you are all kind of letting go. It's not easy for some of you, because you never forget when somebody does wrong by you. And it's showing that you are letting things go that you thought were going to be really long term. I don't think that this is all of you, but some of you, I would say, this is hitting home on the love life. This is also hitting home on some of the things that you want to do with your career, your spirituality. There is a lot of transformation happening. You're seeing what really works for you, and you're sticking with that, and you're not really moving as quickly forward as you'd like to, and that's where this melancholy is coming from. So just trust that the growth cycle is continuing. The stagnation is not really there. It's just slow. It's slow. It's trickling. It's moving though. It's slow. Slow. And it's still moving. And with that, as long as you are doing your best to look at the bigger picture looking not only at the micro and the macro, but really seeing that your place and your dharma and your soul purpose, your mission, currently where you're at in this dimensional time reality, you are actually seeing that there's bigger things that are calling you, and you are just beginning to step into and dip your toes into the water of some of these potentials that are actually coming into sustainable fruition. And this is affecting you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and because it's affecting you on all those levels, it's gonna take time before it hits the 3D. When you're really, really feeling it, Scorpio, that's when you're really activating it with your action. And when you're activating it with your action, then and really aligning yourself with what's going on in those mental, emotional, spiritual realities with the physical, with what you're doing in the physical, you're gonna be able to very much create something that's long term and stable. And this is whatever it is, Scorpio tribe, whatever it is, whatever you are focusing on individually, you have what it takes, and it just is going to take diligence, solid perception, like I said, looking at all different scales, the telescope and the microscope, and making sure that you are balancing in alignment with the divine frequencies, that you're not forgetting your heritage, that it comes from the stars. And when I look at where you're headed, it's very clear that even if there is this eclipse shadow energy on the full moon that is definitely affecting you, Scorpio, and it's like you can't not see the mask that you're wearing, so you're like, oh, is this one gonna work for me? Is that one gonna work for me? Which one am I gonna wear in the beginning of this cycle? Which one am I gonna wear in this part? Am I gonna just make a new one? So this is where you're at. And so as long as you're being very thorough and methodical, and you're being in this place of leaving no stone unturned, and crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's, double, triple checking, reading the fine print, the whole 9 yards, not rushing, because the energy is not rushing anyway. Like I said, some of you, it feels like it's stagnant, but it's not. It's slowly trickling forward. So it's time, you got the time to really put in the details and the work. And a lot of you are very aware of your shadow, and you're really focusing in on balancing your shadow, not eradicating it, because obviously you can't. We all have shadows when the sun comes out. And so it's just really looking at the vibration that you are going in the right direction, and looking at the vibration of your shadow as necessary to see where your work is as a soul, and that the work that you're doing is affecting those around you. So keep doing it, even if it's not necessarily easy, because when we're all doing our work in our own perspective ways, this is like drops in the ocean. You may not necessarily notice it. It's not like a huge tsunami or anything, but after a while, you're affecting your reality around you. You're affecting the people around you, and then what happens is they start doing the things that are helping them work on themselves and bettering themselves. So you are showing up as a master magician energetically right now, and you're learning to wear different masks that are actually in the highest of good of all. This is not about hiding things. I know a lot of Scorpios tend to be secretive or quiet about their moves, but this is about really just making sure, because we all have different facets that we present to different people in different times and spaces because of social programming construct. And so right now it's just making sure that what you're doing and what you're wearing and what you're putting out there is really in alignment with the highest good, because you are showing up as master magician energy. And so any of your egoic issues that haven't been looked at are kind of being shown to you right now, as well, is why I feel that you are having the melancholy show up, and pulling a card from the top for you as well. Mother Mary showing up, and look at that, two Queens of Pentacles. So yeah, this Taurus full moon, there's no need to try to push things quicker than they're really growing, and just trust that the self-reflection, the prayer, and the healing that you've been doing is paying off, and Mother Mary's got your back. So I just want to send all my love and light to you, and I hope this finds you in peace. One love.